Mm-hmm.
So it brings me great pleasure today to introduce my friend, my mentor and colleague, Master Instructor Pavel MACEK, all the way from Czechoslovakia. And I had the great pleasure of working alongside him and learning from him at the SFG1 in Liverpool earlier this year. So thank you, Pavel, for taking the time out of your very busy schedule, and just tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, you've got such a wealth of knowledge, so from the martial arts to the bodyweight training to achieving Sinister, and so yeah. So please introduce yourself.
First of all, great to see you, Claire. Thank you for the invitation to your podcast. Just a couple of weeks ago, I came from UK teaching my first event. It wasn't my first visit in UK. I attended many events at in Great Britain already organized by you and your crew. So you guys are doing awesome job. I was very happy that we finally have the opportunity to teach together and with David and with you, and I enjoy it tremendously. The location that you use for the certifications is awesome. The instructors team, the assistants, and of course the candidates, the students, I enjoy it tremendously. So thank you for the opportunity, and it seems that I may come back again very soon, but we'll talk about that as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, about myself, my original background is humanities, right? Psychology and philosophy. So, and history. These are the subjects that I studied at the university. I started to practice seriously martial arts at the age of 14. And of course, I was looking for the best methods for strength and conditioning, for combat arts, and I tried literally everything: machines training and pumping my biceps with light dumbbells and 200 crunches a day and stuff like that. And it worked, but it didn't work, right? And then I found this book called The Naked Warrior, written by our teacher, Pavel Tsatsouline. And the book was very different. It was about bodyweight training. It was very different than anything else that I have seen up that until that time, because instead of dozens of various exercises, it featured only two exercises. So I thought, like, just two? What do you mean? Like just push-ups and just squats, but not the regular push-ups and regular squats, one arm push-ups and single leg squats. So I flipped through the book, looked at the various progressions. I tried the one arm push-up and the pistol squat, and I failed. I wasn't able to do it. So I thought, okay, how about I start from the beginning? I started to read the book, and what I have noticed that many principles that Pavel is teaching in the book, I already know them from my Chinese martial arts training, like grabbing the floor with your toes or with your fingers when doing the push-ups, corkscrewing the palm into the floor, anti-shrugging the shoulder, engaging the lats, pecs, bracing the midsections, working with the pelvic floor and breathing. I already knew that from my Chinese martial arts training, but I just never thought that I could apply the same stuff to strength training. So I applied what we call at STRONGFIRST various strength skills and tension skills to my one arm push-ups and pistols, and I was able to do the one arm push-up and pistol like in 3 days or something. And I thought, man, this is really something. Everybody talks about principle-based training, and this seems to be a principle-based training, right? And what Pavel wrote in the book was that you can apply the very same principles to any other modalities. Bodyweight has advantage that there is no external tool, so the focus is what I call internal training, right? It's not visible to the eye, but there are many things going on within the body that are not visible. But Pavel wrote you can apply it to these cat balls, right? Uh,
Yeah.
Kettlebells, and barbells and dumbbells and anything else that you do. So I bought my first kettlebell set because what I read about kettlebells at that time, I thought, if 20% of that is true, it's still worth it. So I took a leap of faith. I bought a full set of kettlebells at that time, from 4 kilos to 32 kilos. And the rest is the history. Now we have a chance to spread the strength around the globe together with you and all of our Strong First colleagues. So this is basically my jump from martial arts, and of course I still train martial arts, Chinese martial arts, mixed martial arts, and combatives, reality-based self-defense. But I'm teaching strength and conditioning, pure strong first programming. So that's what I do.
So, because you were sort of obviously I've followed your journey, you came over, we did the SFL, I think over here, was it 2017? I think
Yeah,
that's,
something like
yeah,
that. I came to
yeah,
assist to the
yeah,
Hartle. I came to Pavel's strong endurance, right?
yeah,
I came to
absolutely.
Brett's foundations of strength. So you are running some great workshops there with some of the best teachers. So
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to learn from all of you guys. And I was so you achieved Sinister, and that's for anybody that doesn't know, for that's Sinister for ladies is get-ups with a 24, 10 get-ups and 100 single arm swings with 32. And for gentlemen, they are required to hit 10 get-ups with a 48 kilo and 100 swings with the 48 kilo, all in the 5 minutes, and the get-ups is one on the minute.
yes.
And you are, as I believe, you are the lightest guy to actually hit the Sinister. So what weight was you when you did Sinister?
I think I was 68.6 or something like this. I actually went to my other gym to weight myself
Mm,
because I wanted to know, right? I'm not a big guy. I'm not a heavy guy.
no.
So yes, I believe I'm the lightest guy so far who has done the Sinister challenge, and I hope that some of my strong first colleagues will beat me soon.
So I mean, to get to do a get up with a 48 at 68 kilos body weight, that is going, but to actually for to keep the swings going, because as we know, within Strong First, we have to send them over to have them reviewed, that we have to hit all the standards, and it's not that easy. So in the run up to that, so well, tell me first, how long did it take you to get it from the time that you decided I'm going
Uh,
to train for
The
Sinister?
path wasn't straight and narrow. I had
It very
some
really
detours
is.
because of the injuries and life happened, right? Not related, the injuries not related to simple and sinister. It was a hard roll on a hard surface, and I hurt my elbow, and
Mm.
I also hurt my knee because of stupidity and pride. So not related to simple and sinister. Altogether, it took me, I believe, 5 years to accomplish the challenge. It interestingly how it started, right? After summer traveling, traveling, teaching, I wasn't on a specific strength training routine. So I thought in September, one summer, right, end of the summer, okay, I'll do simple and sinister, just get to 32, and then I'll jump on some barbell program or other kettlebell program or bodyweight program, something like this. So I started, I got to 32 pretty quick, did the simple challenge, and then I thought, I actually recover really well. The training is very simple. It has great transfer to my martial arts training and to my other activities that I'm involved in, hiking and whatever.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, how about I'll continue for maybe 2 3 months more, and then I'll switch to some program. But I kept improving basically linearly. I got to 40 kilo quite soon, both for the swings, which at that time I didn't believe that I would be able to do them so comfortably, right?
Mm.
And to the get ups, and I wrote an article about it. Uh, I was talking with Fabio and with Sean and others at one of our instructors meeting. 40 kilo, if we have 32 kilo for gents, simple.
Mm.
48 sinister. What would be 40? And I thought like strong, and they said no, it's not strong, but it's solid. So that's what I call the article. But of course, from let's say 24 to 32 to 40, it was quite straight and narrow linear improvement. From 40 to 48, it took way longer. I had to deload a couple of times. I had to cut the frequency of the training. I was
Mm.
training in the beginning daily, or almost daily, then 4 times a week. But the recovery started to suffer when I
Yeah.
got to 40, 44, 48. So I switched to 3 times a week. I developed program how to get comfortably to 48 without the
Mm.
time limit, and the articles available at the StrongFirst website,
Mm.
waiving the load, so basically using different pairs of kettlebells and also a different volume every single training day, and it worked really, really good.
Mm.
I would say that I enjoyed the training so much that I was kind of lazy to do the peaking phase, and to do I was already doing one arm swings with 56 kilo on a regular
Mm.
basis,
Yeah.
get ups with 48 kilos on a regular basis. The listeners can even find a video of myself doing a body weight one arm swing, so which means 68 kilo
Wow.
at 68 kilo body weight.
Yeah.
So I got pretty strong, but I
Mm.
was too lazy to do the peaking and do the final test. But then my cousin, he invited me to go on a trip to Africa, and I thought, I'll be 3 4 weeks, I'll be out, so let's do the proper Sinister challenge. Show the video, send it
Yeah.
to Brett, and I have to admit that I was very, very happy. I mean, when I
Mm.
was promoted to a team leader, I was happy. I thought like, yeah, this is what I want to do. When I was promoted to senior, I thought, it's too early. I'm not sure that I deserve it. And when I was promoted to master, it was completely unexpected, right?
And
So
I
I
was
felt
there.
you were there. My face turned red, and I was like, oh, what just happened, right? So
Yeah.
uh, I felt the responsibility,
Mm.
getting promoted to master, to lead by example, and
Mm.
to teach and write and continue to do the stuff that we both love to do.
Mm.
But when I got the email from Brett that I accomplished the Sinister
Mm.
challenge, I was very happy, and I'm still very happy and very proud of this achievement. It was absolutely worth it.
And so you should be. I mean, that is one heck of a feat. So, with obviously, it takes an awful lot of discipline and patience and
Stubbornness, that's the key word, I would say. Stubborn.
yeah, but absolutely. But what would for people? I mean, I was working for Sinister, as you know, and then I got COVID, and I just never got back round to it. And it's like what you were saying from the beginning. I started training with the 16, moved through, but that 24 to the 28 was a bit of the challenge. For all the way up to the 24 wasn't a big deal. The 24 to the 28
Mhm,
swings was
mhm,
challenging. The 28 to the 32 was huge. So
mhm,
I literally started with single arm swings, 3 on the minute. That's how I did it. And then obviously I didn't get it because the circumstances. But how did you stay disciplined? How did you how because that's what one most people do not maintain motivated or disciplined, and two, they rush the process. So what would your advice be to anybody that was
Mhm.
going to say, I am going to do it, and they're starting from scratch? What would
Uh,
your advice be?
I would say that I'm a simple and lazy guy, right? So if I'm on a strength training program and it
Yeah.
works, why to switch to something else, right? So I
Mm,
was doing swings, get ups, goblet squats, and recovery was great. My strength went up, my conditioning went up, my
mm,
performance at combat arts, martial arts went up. I was sleeping well, so I thought, well, if it works, then why to switch to something else? Couple
mm.
of years ago. Before that, I did as a test. Oh, so yeah, that sounds good. Okay, I did a test. I was on a barbell program, a high volume, relatively heavy weight to gain
Mm,
some muscle, and I did gain like 5 kilos in 1 month or something, right?
mm.
But I was uh, sleeping poorly. Basically, I was just lifting, eating, and sleeping, and I was grumpy as hell, right? So it worked, but it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So because this worked, I just kept going, and it didn't occur to me like why to switch to something else.
Mm,
When I hurt my elbow and my knee, I had to switch to something else. I wasn't able to do the get ups, so I used it as the opportunity to work on the snatch, the
mm,
kettlebell snatch, and the bench press, which I would say is one of my specialties. I have done lots of research and lots of practice as for the bench press, and I developed a program which is called
mm.
IPM, Imperial Program Minimum. After another project of mine is finished, the dumbbell project, and we may
Yeah.
also talk about it.
Yeah.
Then I'll get back to my Imperial Program Minimum, the snatch and the bench press, done with all three tools, with
Mm,
kettlebell, of course, which is our favorite, but also with a dumbbell and
mm.
also with a barbell. So laziness and stubbornness is maybe the answer.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not looking for entertainment in the strength training, right? It's
Mm,
called strength and conditioning. So if I'm getting stronger and I'm getting in a better shape,
mm.
then it fulfills its promise, right? For
Yeah.
entertainment, I have I have third rewatch of Lost TV series, my all-time favorite, right? So that's what I do for entertainment. I
Yeah.
read and watch instructionals, go to the movies and stuff like that. Strength training, I like to keep it simple. Just come to the gym, do the job, and then have enough juice and have enough time for anything else. It may be, drinking the tea with my wife and with
Mine
my
was coffee.
yeah, reading a book, watching a TV show, and of course, teaching and traveling. So it maybe possibly another reason when I'm thinking about it, it really fits this type of training really fits my schedule because I'm quite frequently traveling and teaching. And let's say I was in China for a month,
Mm,
no access to the kettlebells. When I came back, 3 4 sessions and I was back at my regular training sessions. So
yeah.
I can't be because of my lifestyle, I can't be on a specific, let's say, 12 weeks programs, plan strong type of programming with a
Yeah.
specific sets and numbers and everything because it just doesn't fit my lifestyle and my schedule. So I'm very very fan of programs, simple programs like Simple and Sinister, Rite of Passage with the barbell, Power to the People. I just love this program, and I developed the IPM, the Imperial Program Minimum,
Mm.
exactly like this. Very simple program that you can do like forever if you wish to.
Yeah. I think the what I found with doing the heavy swings is the carryover, especially to my deadlifts and my grip, because my
Mhm,
grip was
mhm.
always probably my weak point. And single arm swinging 32 for me had a huge carryover. And I think it was at that point that I hit my lifetime PR. And again, it's nothing outstanding, but I was 59 kilos body weight, and I think I did pulled 125. Again, I'm not a power lifter,
Mhm.
so as we know, I come from a bodybuilding background. We're not renowned for being strong and powerful, but so got better. So the with the so you're coming over to just let everybody know that Pavel will be here 24th, 25th of May, teaching the STRONGFIRST bodyweight certification. And bodyweight has always been a little bit of my nemesis, which
Mhm.
actually it had for me huge carryover to all of
Mhm.
my strength training. My pull-ups massively went up in reps. I could do a pull-up, but never absolute maximum tension. But my presses went up. I pressed 24 kilos each side,
Oh,
which I was really pleased with. Because this side, the right side was always pretty constant, left side never, but doing
mhm.
the body weight had that carryover as well. So it's a discipline that most people try to avoid, or they don't create the absolute tension which you were on about earlier. So what, with you doing obviously a lot of body weight training, what would you say to people, that your advice to be about using body weight training to enhance
Mhm.
all areas of the modalities and training?
Mhm. I think that basically when we will talk about our three main certifications, which is our tools, kettlebells, barbells, and body weights, we are using these tools just as a tools to learn various principles and strength skills, right?
Mm,
And we cover many of these strength skills at our SFL, barbell, or SFG kettlebell certifications. Everybody remembers, let's say, the military press section from the SFG. But
yeah.
with the body weight, we don't have an external tool, right? It's only us and a pull-up bar or, a couple of square meters, and
Mm,
that's it. So, which means that the focus is really on what's going on within the body. The focus is not on the external tool. So I think that people, first of all, there are a couple of misconceptions about our SFB body weight strength training method.
mm,
First of all, people think that you know they are expected or the important thing is only the target drill, which is, let's say, one arm push up, one arm, one leg push up, or single leg squat, right? Or pull ups, or strict hanging leg raises. No, we are teaching many progressions that
mm,
lead up to there. So, whatever the level of the student is, we start with a basic plank
yeah.
and basic push up. Then we make it strong first plank and strong first push up and power push up, adding
Mm,
layer after layer. So anybody can benefit from that right away and shouldn't be scared of going one arm immediately, or let's say
mm,
single like squats going immediately. So we really take it step by step, and our unique way of teaching is it's not about various progressions. Just, let's say you start at high elevation and go lower elevation and lower elevation, which is absolutely valid,
mm,
right? But we are truly teaching the various strength skills, how to use our breathing, how to use our strength of the midsection, how to engage our grip, our lats, our glutes, our abs, eye position, even tongue position,
yeah.
breathing, pelvic floor, stuff like that. All these principles, the students, if they pay attention properly, they can use them in anything else that they will use in their training. Kettlebells, barbells, dumbbells, gymnastic rings, anything else. So I think this is one of the main selling points, one of the main reasons why students should attend. I believe that many SFGs want to attend SFG level 2, pass their military press
Yeah.
strength test. Or SFL, we have also two strength tests, right?
Mm,
We have deadlift and the bench press. Some people struggle with the military press technique test. You will get all the strength skills that will help you to accomplish these feats and these tests in the future. So you will improve in anything that you will do. So strength skills, that would be my number one reason why to attend the SLB. Second, and it's obvious, anytime, anywhere, right?
Absolutely.
Whenever you travel, you can do your naked warrior protocol, and you can get very strong just doing, let's say, one arm push-up progressions on one arm
Yeah.
push-ups, single leg squats. You will throw in a couple of swings or snatches or deadlifts, and you have a very comprehensive program. Also, what we cover in a great detail at our SFB from the programming standpoint is a very unique method of getting stronger, which is called greasing the groove.
Mm.
And we'll have more exciting news about the further development of greasing the groove protocol at StrongFirst. So this is something which is very useful. It's useful for the coaches. It's useful for anybody who can, park a kettlebell in his or her office, or install a pull-up bar at their home, and you can get very strong. It's a healthy way how to get strong. You will recover great, and you will increase your level of strength tremendously. You will make a new PR in no time without breaking a sweat. So traveling and practicing throughout the day. What I will cover when I come over to UK to teach SFB is also something that might be interesting from the business standpoint, because we at StrongFirst want our candidates and our coaches to be good practitioners, which means they have to walk the talk, but we also want them to be successful business-wise. So I'll give the candidates a blueprint of how to implement the SFB bodyweight skills into their coaching. My specialty are group classes, small or bigger group classes. So I'll give them the blueprint how they can plug in the skills and techniques that they learned at the SFB into their coaching, private coaching, one-on-one, small groups, bigger groups, bigger classes.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. If people think, well, how to implement it into their training, and the carryover, and it's like what I say, it was the hardest modality that for me to learn. But my bench went up. So everybody wants to bench, don't they?
Mhm.
And being a bodybuilder, Monday's
Mhm.
bench press day. But I added on, I think it was 7.5 kilos to my bench. So for
Mhm.
my one rep max, and I think it was within a short period of time as well. So learning the drills of the single arm push up. I mean, my first introduction to the body weight certification was all the way back in 2014
Mhm.
with Doug Nepodal.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
taking us back, but yeah, and I think, but that would be a really valuable
Mhm.
tool for everybody to have all those different ways of teaching, because we're not, when we're teaching group classes, it is that thing, isn't it, that we have so many different levels, and be to for a coach, if they haven't got that much experience of how to do it and how to stagger the levels, it can be quite a challenge. So having that would be a really valuable
I
blueprint
have
to
a
have.
secret blueprint for that. We have 3 gyms in Prague. We have a couple of affiliate gyms across the country, both in Czechia and in
Yeah.
Slovakia, and they all run on the same system. And of course, using like I said, pure strong first programming,
Mm.
using kettlebells, barbells, body weight, dumbbells as well, and we have a way how to do it, and we cannot give it away on the podcast. They have to come to the cert, and I will share that with all of you. I promise.
Exactly. And I've got to say, if anybody gets the chance to go over to your beautiful country in Prague, I absolutely loved it. and the food was fantastic. I found one place. I was like, oh my, yeah. And the architecture, phenomenal. Yeah. So
And of
anybody
course,
gets a chance to go,
yeah.
go.
And of course, you will have a place where to train, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
The famous gym where the Simple and Sinister online course and Derek's excellent speed metal course was shot, and we may have other online courses in the future as well to be shot in that famous gym.
Awesome. And we also have something else that you're going to be bringing over here, which will be on the 23rd of May, also in Chelmsford. So, a project that you've been working on for a while, and which is Enter the Dumbbell. So it's a workshop, and what we were saying was when you are traveling, not all hotels, not all places have access to kettlebells, and often if the kettlebells are there, they're not the best, and they're those awful handles, neoprene.
Awful colors, yeah.
Yeah, awful colours. So yeah, so but most of the gyms do have access to dumbbells. So this project will be brilliant for anybody that travels a lot or just to change the tool that they use
Mhm.
and a different way of using the dumbbells. So tell us a bit about this project. I've been very lucky to see some of the work on it, but
Of course, I have a history with dumbbells. I started, well, I mean, years ago, I was doing with the dumbbells like what everything else does, the biceps curls and working the seated presses and
oh yeah.
back flies or whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Uh, One of my friends, he gave me a full set of dumbbells for my martial arts school years ago. And this is what we done in the past. But then I discovered Pavel's teaching, STRONGFIRST and kettlebells, and I thought, hell, I can do everything better with the kettlebells. So
Mm.
I gave the dumbbells to one of my friends, one of my students. I said, I don't need them anymore. We'll just lift the kettlebells and barbells and do the body weights stuff. But then I started to travel, right? Teach for STRONGFIRST, teach martial arts, and I was lifting already some like serious weights as for the kettlebells. Not all gyms had kettlebells, or they had light kettlebells, or all weird handles,
And
or
pink
weird
kettlebells.
colors. Exactly. So you are there. I hope there is no video of me lifting a pink kettlebell on the internet, right? So please don't Google it up. So dumbbells were basically everywhere in every single hotel, gym. They had a stationary bike. They had maybe some machine, but rack of dumbbells, right? Full rack of dumbbells. So I started to lift dumbbells like we lift kettlebells. Some of the lifts are on the surface. This is important. On the surface, almost the same, like clean and press, right? There are some crucial differences and details that can make or break your press with the dumbbell.
Mm.
Again, I'll teach that on the workshop. But some lifts, let's say swings, right, or snatches, how to do them with the dumbbell. So I have a huge collection of old magazines and manuals and books, 120 years old. So I went through my collection and started to pull out the articles and the books that refer to the dumbbell training. Back in the old days, Alan Calvert, one of the founders of weightlifting, modern weightlifting in United States, founder of the Milo Barbell Company, he
Mm.
wrote a small booklet which he called The Royal Road to Strength. And on the cover of that book, there were three gentlemen. One of them was lifting kettlebells, the other barbell, and the third the dumbbell, right? So
Yeah.
these three bells are truly the royal road to strength as for lifting iron goes. So what I have discovered, of course, dumbbells were very popular back in the old days, very popular, and there was a full system of dumbbell lifting that
Mm.
got kind of lost because people started after especially after the Second World War, the strength world kind of divided into weightlifting, powerlifting, bodybuilding, and then like the general fitness. So people started to use the dumbbells only for isolation exercises, and the art of true dumbbell lifting was forgotten. Some of it was revived, let's say, by CrossFit, and I think that the dumbbell lifting that I'll teach will be very, very useful for CrossFitters because
Yeah.
I'll cut their reps and I will up the weight, right? So
Yeah.
we'll come
Yeah.
back to the true weightlifting. I still believe that kettlebell is a far better tool for conditioning, swings, and snatches. Dumbbell overhead swings are very different.
Mm.
Dumbbell snatches are also different, and the way that I teach it and the way that the old timers did them wasn't for like conditioning or
Mm.
higher reps. It was for pure power training, very similar to modern weightlifting, but
Mm.
accessible to anybody else. So I developed this project. I started to work really hard on that in 2016. So it's like 8 years in works already, and basically recreated the system of old school dumbbell lifting and taught a couple of workshops here in Prague. I taught a workshop in Italy, like an intro to dumbbell lifting. And one of the StrongFirst open days, I taught a 2 day or day and a half a workshop in France, thanks to Alexei, where we tested the programs and the protocols and the lifts, and everybody loved it, right?
Yeah.
The advantage of dumbbell is that you can basically purchase a loadable dumbbell and
Yeah.
you are set for life, right? I have a loadable dumbbells, quite cheap. They can be loaded up to like 70 or 80 kilos,
Mm.
and you are set for life. So I asked Fabio, I asked Brett, and of course Pavel, and they said, okay, let's develop it into something more comprehensive. We shot online course, which hopefully shall be released quite soon.
Mm.
And we are looking for the name, right? And I had a couple of ideas. We discussed it with Pavel. He gave me some excellent pointers and feedback and suggestions, but we couldn't come up with a name. And then I thought, okay, why not to pay the tribute to the all-time classic Enter the Kettlebell? And
Absolutely.
how about Enter the Dumbbell? And
Yeah.
Pavel liked it, and I'm very happy that he allowed me to use this name. So it will be online course.
Mm.
It is already a live course, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Possibly book as well because I have lots of written material.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it to teach it and to share it a lot. People people will see the benefits. Let's say
Mm.
clean and press. We love kettlebell cleans and presses, but if you have a newbie and you want to start the newbie to lift quite soon, right?
Mm.
And he has never done any lifting before, and you show him kettlebell clean and press, dumbbell clean and press, and just ask the person to try it. Almost everybody will do the dumbbell clean and press correctly, right from the beginning, and then you make just adjustments here and there because there is no flipping
Yeah.
of
So
the.
what's the weight difference? So on a press, is there, because so say I can come to a press, don't even really think about it, a clean and press with the kettlebell with a 20 kilo. What what would I probably find? Because obviously I've pressed dumbbells, but not like
Mhm.
taught the old style. So what would the difference be in my strength levels?
Hard to say, like after years and years of kettlebell lifting, dumbbells
Mm.
were more difficult.
Yeah.
I'd like to say that the dumbbell tends to misbehave, right? The kettlebell sits nice and tight
Yeah,
here,
yeah, yeah,
right? The center of mass is here, and if you learn how to press it, the groove, the kettlebell guides you into the correct position.
yeah,
So both the starting position and the finishing position, it guides you into there. But with the dumbbell, right? Let's see, I don't have anything. Oh, I have a knife here. Okay. Should I start with the dumbbell to the side,
I do
or
like
here,
the prop.
or here, or here, or here, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't know. So I did the research how the strongest people on the earth who loved to use dumbbells, like
Mm.
Paul Anderson, Doug Hepburn, Sigmund Klein, and other people, how they did the presses. And there is a way how the starting position should be. Again, we are not giving it away on the
No,
podcast. The students need to come to the workshop, right?
absolutely. Yeah.
But I'll give them a hint. The easiest shortcut to learn the dumbbell press is bottom-up kettlebell press.
Ah.
That's when I discovered that, and I thought, oh, it will simplify the teaching so much. So the dumbbell tends to misbehave. You need to
Mm.
guide it into
Yeah.
proper position, and you need to basically create virtual kettlebell when pressing the dumbbell, so it guides you into
Yeah.
the correct lockout. So when I started, it was more difficult for me to press the dumbbells, but I did 2 cycles of Enter the Dumbbell program myself
Mm.
in last couple of months, and I did body weight, half body weight press on my left and right easily and twice. So double on my left, double on my right, half body weight dumbbell press, and I did 2.5 kilo more on my right side. So it
Mm.
worked really, really good. And I have to say that uh, probably the and we love kettlebell presses, very
Mm.
healthy for the shoulders. But I have some students, and even the kettlebell presses, their shoulders can't take it because of previous injuries,
Yeah.
shoulder architecture, and whatnot. But they can do the dumbbell presses, no pain, no discomfort, and they can lift heavy. So I think for kettlebell lifters, it will be harder in the beginning,
Yeah.
but then it may be eventually their favorite overhead press, and it will definitely serve as a specialized
Mm.
variety. So dumbbell clean and press as a specialized variety for kettlebell clean and press. Dumbbell overhead swing is altogether different lift. This is something completely different,
You
and
went
I
over a bit of it with me, and I'm like, oh,
and I'm
it'll be brilliant to actually learn. So I'm actually really
Mhm.
looking forward. So I will be obviously participating in the workshop as well.
Perfect.
So that I'm
And
really
I'm
looking.
happy that I'll teach it in UK because this is a pure British lift, right?
Mm.
It was very, very popular back in the old days in UK, in England.
Mm.
Before the World War II, it was one of the favorite lifts, and there are many articles from the old magazines,
Mm.
people discussing the common topic, right? If you would select just one lift, or it would be this or that or that. Many people they gave their word to the dumbbell overhead swing. They said that it has the greatest transfer to anything else that you do. And once people learn it, I mean, once I learn it, develop the progression, so anybody can learn it. I
Mm.
realized what people love about weightlifting because the joy of lifting heavy weight from the floor overhead, it's just pure joy. But unlike weightlifting, this is for everybody. Anybody can learn it, so it's more accessible.
Yeah, and I think as well, sort of like it's over the last few years, we're also seeing, I mean, using the SFG one as an example of how many more women are coming to
Mhm.
weightlifting and, well, lifting weights. So
Mhm.
that would be great because some ladies still find the barbell quite intimidating and the kettlebell quite intimidating. So they may find that the dumbbell maybe isn't. But also what I found, so on the SFG one, we were pretty much 50-50, weren't we? Male
Yeah.
to female ratio. And I mean, I can remember my first certification going back in 2008, 2009. The numbers, I think there was only 5 women on there, and it was, I think there was about 45, 50 people there, and there was only 5 ladies.
Mhm.
And it's actually so nice to see. But also, what was really interesting is the age of the people that
Mhm.
was there.
Mhm.
We had, I mean, we had quite a diverse, but I would say the main age was
Mhm. 40 plus.
40s and
Yeah.
50s,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was
Both
absolutely
makes me
wonderful to see.
both makes me very happy. I think why, right? First of all, you are truly leading by example. So
Mm,
they see, a lady lifting weights,
mm,
looking great, lifting some serious weights, and this is something that of course attracts people because you
yeah,
are walking the talk and you
mm,
are leading by example, right? So
yeah.
the ladies see it, and of course they joined the certification. Originally, I thought they came because they saw that this handsome guy is coming over to.
That was it. That was
It's not. It's
it.
not the case. Second, which is I think very important, is and this is something that I truly appreciate at what we do at Strong First is health and strength.
Yeah,
Right? When people
yeah.
are talking about health, they let's say weightlifting, they usually think, okay, I don't want to injure myself, lower back or shoulders or something. But it's way more to that. This is not only the proper technique
Mm,
but also proper programming. Our anti-glycolytic protocols from strong endurance. This is something that is, as Pavel says, you pay very low biological price and you are actually getting healthier and you are actually getting younger, right?
yeah.
So if you see some people doing the usual typical high intensity interval training,
Oh
which I
yeah.
call low intensity waste of time, right? And you see them in their 40s, they are, already old,
Yeah.
right? People following our anti-glycolytic programs,
Mm,
lifting with proper technique and with proper programming are actually getting younger. So that's why I'm very happy to see increase of first of all ladies coming to our certifications and to workshops because the strength carryover. I mean, the physical strength has a
mm.
great carryover to the mental strength as well. And they will find out that they can be strong and look great as well. And we love to look good, right? So
Absolutely.
so
But
that's
I think
and the
as well
health
when
benefit.
yeah, but when you look at a lot of people that do a lot of the hit training, the long lot of running, things like that, and do it going very glycolytic, you can see that the skin ages
Mhm.
significantly. So I would imagine it's down to damage to mitochondria training at
Yes.
that level
Yes.
all the time. Plus, a lot of the time, probably the nutrition isn't great. A lot of sugar, a lot of carbohydrate,
It works, but
processed.
for a price. You pay a price, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we are not saying they are wrong. We are saying that we are right, right?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It's just it is that when people are looking at the best way to lose body fat, which most people, that is what a lot of people come to me for. And it's like, but they seem to think that they've got to go running and they've got to do this. And I'm like, actually, no, you need to lift weights, get strong. Yeah, anything more than 5 reps for me is cardio. But yeah, so if you sort of like obviously your experience in sort of doing the martial arts that you went to at 14 years of age, the what carryover has all your training with the kettlebells and that, what would you say to somebody that was starting off in martial arts about using strength training as well? What would your advice be to that person? What we'll do is make this the last question. I could talk to you all day, Pavel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. So
one of my friends and students, he is a founder of Czech Thai boxing and MMA in our country. So a martial arts legend. He has done martial arts his whole life. He's in his mid 50s right now, and he started to train with me about 3 years ago, right?
Mm.
And first of all, when he came to the gym, they were used to different type of training. He came to the gym. What persuaded him was that he saw me to lift some serious weight, right? So a small guy lifting some serious weight. So we said, okay, let's give it a try. He learned the foundational program, which is simple at Sinister: swings, get ups, goblet squats, and he was so amazed by couple of things. First of all, recovery, right? So you
Mm.
have still enough juice for your combat arts training. If you train 3 4 times a week martial arts, and then you add strength training, right? And then you add running, and then you add this and that, then you will end up that pretty soon, right? So this
Yeah.
is something what he really appreciate. I can do my strength training session, and I still have enough power and strength and juice for my combat arts training. Let's say his main event. That's one thing. Second, full body training, right? Generating the force from the ground up. Great transfer to striking and kicking. Just the swing, like generating the force from the ground. Hip extension, tight core, loose hands. Then what they called kime in Japanese martial arts, and the tense loose. The alternation of relaxation and tension or explosive power, right? So
Yeah.
basically what he said, and one of his students, long time Muay Thai, Thai boxing student, he said, this is what the striking arts students should learn first. They first should learn the swing, and then they should learn how to like the boxing, right?
Yeah.
Because once they learn it in the swing, it will be so much easier to learn them in striking. Get up, being the counterpart,
Mm.
is movement quality, is strength of the stabilizers. So it's excellent for it originally comes from the training regime of wrestlers,
Mm.
right? So it has excellent transfer to any type of grappling, BJJ, submission grappling, which is very popular. And again, it can be really simple, just doing your swings and get ups, and roll on the mat, or work on your heavy back and spar.
Mm.
So this is how I came originally to Pavel's teaching,
Yeah.
and this is what I still do. All my martial arts students, they are doing some type of strong first strength training, and we have many ways. I can put a student on a kettlebell program, or barbell program, or dumbbell program, or body weight program, and it will enhance their main art, which is the combat arts, very, very significantly.
I think the way I came to Pavel's teachings was through and I came to the kettlebell, and I was in a lot of pain. I was a bodybuilder. I looked okay, but I was neither used to man nor beast. I was in really a lot of pain in my 30s, and sort of like now in my 50s, I actually move a lot better. I've got no pain, etc. But the so I moved better in my
Mhm.
50s, and the best condition that I ever got into and the best balance was actually using kettlebells when I went into, I think it was my last competition in 2010. And what
We
was
hope it
really,
wasn't the last competition. We
well, yeah,
hope
you
that you
never
will
know.
get
I
back on the
could be,
stage.
maybe the bikini will be coming back out in my 50s. I'm like, oh, but again, my skin's still pretty good. So,
Mhm.
we could still have it. And I
Mhm.
think but the telling thing was, and there's a photo of one of the shows, and I was the only female side on. It's changed a little bit. That we've got to go, but we're going back to 2010. But I had the hamstrings and the glutes and the balance. So I had a posterior chain as
Mhm.
well. Not because I've never used machines. I haven't got
Mhm.
any machines. I use the body as it was meant to do, kettlebells, barbells, and I
Mhm.
think that was, and the fat just melted off. It was
Mhm.
so much easier.
Mhm.
Uh,
I'll add to it two things that come to my mind. First of all, of course, many of the combat coaches that train with me, that from either fighting or just holding the pets, their shoulders are wrecked, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not a physio, I'm not a doctor, but they started to do just half get-ups with a light way, proceeded to the full get-ups, alternated with some strong first resilient hanging exercises, and shoulders in like month or two are perfectly okay. Now they are lifting again in their mid 40s, 50s. They are lifting, 30 to 40 kilos kettlebells
Wow.
for the get-ups and no pain. So this is one advantage. And the thing that you mentioned, another thing, the balance, right?
Mm,
Coming back to the SFB body weight that we will teach, Gray Cook, one of the co-founders of the functional movement systems, he's a huge fan of Pavel's original Naked
mm,
Warrior.
yeah,
And what he said, it's symmetry training, right? We will never be symmetrical.
no,
But this is something that we should strive for and shoot for. So the let's say pistol left and right, it might be not a strength issue. It might be a mobility issue,
yeah.
and we'll have a full section on mobility at the SFB body weight. Also,
Mm,
if there is significant difference, strength difference on your left and right, there is also something wrong and you need to address that. And third thing, you may deadlift a ton, but you can't do a single pull-up, right?
mm,
So again, it says something about your training not
yeah.
being balanced. So your absolute strength is very very high, but your relative strength, you and your body weight is terrible. So left and right balance. You mentioned the posterior chain and
Mm,
anterior chain, right?
yeah.
And it's also the balance of your own body versus external weight and your own body. If you need to climb or overcome an obstacle and
Mm.
stuff like that. So this is another benefit of the body weight training that I forgot to mention.
Yeah. So I think I need to invite you back again and we can talk next time about resilient and stuff like that, that I had the
My
pleasure
pleasure.
of coming
My
over
pleasure.
to Resilient. But I just wanted to thank you for taking time out. So I'm going to put into the show notes. We've got May the 23rd for Enter the Dumbbell. Things will
Mhm.
be going out soon.
Mhm.
And 24th, 25th of May for the SFB body weight. So you don't
Perfect.
guys want to miss out. And Pavel, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. Thank you.
Great to talk to you, Claire, and I'm looking forward to see you live very, very soon and all the friends from the UK. So see you soon. See you soon.